Is this thing on? Morning Java. As an emotionally intelligent leader, I knew that it was important to have a morning routine. After all, starting with myself better prepared me for the challenges of leading others throughout the day. And boy, what a day I had coming. In addition to a cup of joe, my morning routine included time for journaling. Jotting down my thoughts helped to raise my self-awareness and self-management. Yep, before my journaling days, my emotions could run as wild as a bull in a china shop. The kind of shop with a you break it, you buy it policy. I found that eating a hearty breakfast put the kibosh on unhealthy snacking and the unwanted ups and downs that came with making payday bars my primary source of nutrition. Without breakfast, I was the walking definition of hangry. I rounded out my morning routine with a walk. My morning stroll with man's best friend not only gave me some exercise, but also some time to think about my plans for the day. You see, I had recently been asked to step into the director role for a commercial that would launch a new product into the stratosphere, if I could lead my team effectively. But some questions still lingered. Why was the previous director pushed out? Could we meet the deadline even if everyone gelled? And when was old Fido here going to take care of his morning business? My first challenge of the day came when I stepped into the office. Colleen and Samantha were working together to identify the location to shoot our commercial. What I encountered was a classic example of polar opposite learning styles that needed some mediation to reach consensus.
Hey Colleen, how's it going?
It's going good.
Did we pick out the location yet?
So I have it narrowed down, but I don't have it all done yet. I have a couple more locations to scope out first, but I've narrowed it down.
So you sent me the email with the two, and I think both of those would be fine. So can we pick one of those so that we can start filming as quickly as possible?
I think that I really want to check out these other three because I think they're really good. So I want it to be the best.
Right, I don't know that we need to check out the three, so I think we could just choose from one of the two and we would be fine. We'd be right on track with our schedule.
I could tell you that Samantha was an accommodator, but that would be like telling someone that water was wet. Samantha was decisive. When we needed a decision, we could rely on her. However, she also had the tendency to leave the rest of the team in the dust. Colleen was an assimilator. Her desire to make the best decision helped to improve the quality of the work we put out. But she also had a tendency to get mired in the facts-gathering part of her role. If we waited for her to make this decision, we'd wait until next Christmas. And I had other plans for Christmas.
How much more time do you feel that you need?
So I still have those three locations. I think I could use 2 days, but maybe I can just look at 2 and get it done by tomorrow.
So do you think that we could agree, Samantha, on giving one more day to Colleen to take a look at these additional locations?
Yeah, I think if we do one more day and then we commit to making the decision, then we can still make our schedule and still make our budget.
Explore all options.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm proud of how we worked that out. By compromising, we had addressed both Samantha's and Colleen's concerns, while also leveraging the strengths of their learning styles. Compromise. It's not a 4-letter word, it's a 10-letter word. My next challenge occurred during our first team meeting, and boy, what a meeting of the minds it turned out to be. The team meeting started as any other team meeting would. People talking about what they had done last night, their plans for the upcoming weekend, and how much they liked their new director. Okay, so the last part wasn't entirely true, but I knew that soon enough they would warm up to me. However, things got quiet when I walked into the room for our first team meeting. You could cut through the tension with a knife.
Hey guys, what's with the long faces?
Oh, we're just waiting for you to tell us what to do.
Yeah, what's our next deadline?
Well, I kind of thought we would work together to come up with deadlines and determine what we should do next.
Yeah, our last director just told us what to do, so we're sort of just looking for that.
It was then that it all came together. Boy, their previous director must have been a coercive, pace-setting piece of work, creating more dissonance than an out-of-tune choir of flutes. I knew that while there was a time and a place for those leadership styles, Misuse of them could sap morale and disengage members of the team. So, that's why he was gone and I was in. Here was my opportunity to exercise more resonant styles of leadership, such as authoritative and democratic, to re-engage this beaten and battered band of beleaguered professionals.
Look, guys, I understand what you're accustomed to, but here's what my vision is for how we can work as a team. We've got a lot of talent and a lot of experience in this room, and I'm relying on you guys, and you're relying on each other to put out the best product possible. So I'd like to get your ideas so we can do that.
Well, Colleen and I have,
Narrowed down location.
yeah, so I think we have a plan to have that done by tomorrow.
Great.
And I think it'd be cool if we did some color fading on the commercial so that it went in and out from black and white to color slowly.
I like that idea.
What if we used the most interesting man?
Oh, I like that.
What's more interesting than the interesting man? All right.
How about this? Let's get matching t-shirts.
We should have the logo be on the t-shirt.
Yeah.
So then we
like-
get the company logo.
Yeah,
These are
yeah.
all such great ideas.
Lots of great ideas. We've got a lot to work with. Now let's get to work.
The final piece of the puzzle, our brilliant editor. He was brought into the project once we had our location, and I immediately knew he was going to be a great addition, if we could get over the attitude. The man had an ego the size of the Titanic and the self-awareness equal to the captain steering it. I had finally gotten our group on track, and now there were icebergs ahead. I knew that without some coaching and meaningful feedback, this commercial would be sunk.
Hey Ray, how's it going?
Oh, hello. It's going great. This edit is the best work I've ever done.
You know, Ray, I am glad that you're happy with the project. I also really appreciate how you incorporated the ideas of the team and used them to build your own original concept. I know you tend to work alone, but I really saw strong leadership skills when you were managing the set and making time to listen to the other team members.
Well, you're right. I guess I did enjoy working with the team. I think once I got out of my own head, we did make a better project. Thanks again for talking me through that before I turned everyone off.
No problem, Ray.
Can I get back to this?
Sure.
I could see we made progress in our coaching, but still had a little work to go. And with that, people were revived and engaged. 1 month later, we had completed a successful shoot, and our commercial was a bigger hit than Benny Goodman's Sing, Sing, Sing. I don't always lead teams, but when I do it with emotional intelligence.